I remind you to open your camera and mute your audio. Also, I would like to inform you that you should rename your name to your full name since it will be used in the certificate. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dr. Saddam Hazaea as the speaker for today's event. Ms. Penny Nugraheni, SE, MSc, PhD, aka as the Director of the International Program of Accounting. Mr. Abu Jahid as our moderator. The Honorable Accounting Lecturer and the participants who attended today's general lecture. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. Praise the presence of God Almighty, who still gives His guidance and mercy to all of us so that we can attend this general lecture in good health. Blessings and greetings. Let us always devote ourselves to our Lord, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who brought us from the time of Jahiliyah, heading into the era that is full of inayah. Today's general lectures with the topic is Auditing and Assurance, which will be delivered by our special speaker, Dr. Saddam Hazaea, and guided by Mr. Abu Jahid as the moderator. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Chalin Nabila Firdaus as the Master of Ceremony. Here, I would like to show you the agendas we have arranged today. For the first agenda is opening. The second agenda is a general lecture session. The third agenda is question and answer session. The fourth is the photo session. The next is special recognition for the speaker and moderator. And the last agenda is closing. Let us start the first agenda, which is opening. So let's open this agenda by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is general lecture session with the topic Auditing and Assurance will be delivered by Dr. Saddam Hazaea. This event will be guided by our moderator, Mr. Abu Jahid. He is an accounting lecturer from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Mr. Abu Jahid, time is yours.
Thank you so much for giving me the floor, the presenter. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty Allah who has given us the capacity to present something in today's international guest lecture. It is already declared that our today's guest lecture is Dr. Saddam Hazaea from China, University of Southwestern University of Finance and Economics. First of all, I would like to welcome our guest lecturer, Professor Dr. Saddam Hazaea. I would welcome you first.
Thank you.
Secondly,
thank you so much.
I would like to draw the attention for the audiences. First, we will get the general lecture of the guest lecture, and then we will have the question answer session. We have the chat box, so my request to the audience that when you will find any question that you need to ask to the guest, then please pass the question to the chat box. We will give a session for the question and answer. And I would like to welcome our today's guest, who has the rigorous research experience, more than 15 articles, and have good citation, and it's about 700 citations related to the field of corporate governance, CSR, sustainability assurance, auditing. I believe today we will get very insightful and informative session from our guest lecturer. So I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Saddam A. Hazaea to give your lecture today. Time is yours now. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for you, Doctor, and for the Department of Accounting, Economics, and Business School at Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta for invite me to present my PPT regarding the auditing and assurance, which is one of the main core or my major in publication also. Let me first to introduce myself. My name is Saddam Hazaea. I got my master degree from India, Banaras Hindu University, and my PhD degree from Yunnan University of Finance and Economics in the Department of Auditing at China. Then now I finish my postdoctorate at Southwestern University of Finance and Economics, also in China. I have published many articles in top tier journals, and also I have some books which designed for bachelor and master degree, but in Arabic language, not in English, only one in English. So today we will start. It is time for me now to start?
Yes, please. This is your time
Okay.
to start.
Okay, so today we will discuss, or we will talk together about auditing and assurance. We will know what the meaning of auditing, what is audit quality, and what types of audit: internal audit, external audit, government audit. Also, we will know what is the difference between auditing and assurance. Is there any difference between this profession or not? Does audit seem like assurance or not? So our agenda is we will define the auditing, what is why auditing, and we will talk about internal audit. Then we will compare. The last is a question and answer. So what is auditing? Auditing from the previous time designed only to detect errors and fraud in the financial statements. But now, in present time, a lot of countries, they have improved the function of auditing. Like in China now, auditing became one of the main function to evaluate the performance of company. If the company is successful, it means that they have good audit. So auditing is now became one of the most profession in a company or any organization. Auditing is a systematic examination. We can examine. Like now you have at the final semester, you have exam. So audit is systematic examination of financial statements. We have a lot of statements. I think most of the students in accounting or finance, we have income statement, we have flow cash statement, we have balance sheet, and other statements in accounting. So audit, we have to check this statement. Yeah, audit. When we do audit, it means that we come after accountant. There is a difference between accountant and auditor. Accountant before auditor. So audit is systematic examination of financial, operational, or compliance information and processes within firms, company, or your own project, any organization, any institution, and any firms. Why audit? To provide an independent assessment. Auditor provide, especially external auditor, provide impartial opinion about the financial statement. So why audit? To provide the value to the institution, to provide independent assessment of their accuracy, fairness, and conformity to applicable standards. regulation, and internal policies. So audit examine the financial statements. Also, we need to take care about the standards, regulations, and also the internal policies of countries. Auditing also, it is accumulation and evaluation of evidence. No, in China they said, or in developed countries, they said, if you don't have evidence, it means that you don't need audit, because no evidence, no audit. So auditing is the accumulation and evaluation of evidence about information. This information in financial statements or any reports in the organization, and report on the degree of correspondence between the information and established criteria. When we have in any firms, we establish some criteria that we need to achieve our goals. So audit is does audit meet this criteria or not? If meet this criteria, it means that the audit is practicing well. So why auditing? A lot of we have firms, companies, organization, they can get a lot of benefits from auditing. The first one is upholding accuracy and reliability of financial statements. If you need to check the financial statements very well, you have to use audit profession. Second, compliance with regulations, with standards. We have international standards, we have also local standards, and we have some regulation from government. Third, fostering trust with stakeholders, because now most of the stakeholders, they invest their money in firms, organization, or any place, but they need something to foster, to support them, to trust on financial statements provided by firms. So auditing is one of these tools to foster trust, to make trust to the stakeholders about the investment in this company. The fourth one is detecting risks and also strategic decision making. Auditing now became one of the functions that most of managers, most of stakeholders, most of government parties, they use audit or reporting from auditing to make a decision about this firm's company or something like that. So in general, we can say auditing a very important tool for any company, any organization. Let's see what is the objective of auditing. If we know about auditing in previous time, it was only designed to detect errors and discover any errors, any fraud in financial statements. But now a lot of function from or a lot of objectives. So we have a lot of objectives on auditing if we need to practice audit. So in firms, we have to express an opinion. As we know, we have, if you are auditor, internal auditor or external auditor, you have to provide for opinion, qualified opinion, unqualified opinion, adverse opinion, or you have to disclaimer of opinion. So here we have qualified opinion. It means that the evidence is sufficient to make decision. Unqualified, it means that no evidence, so I can't practice audit. No evidence, I can't practice audit. Evidence, it means that you have any documents, every operation, every process in your organization, in your firms should have documents. Like when you sell something, you have a bill. When you also buy something, you have appel. So if you don't have this, it means that I can do audit. So we have express an opinion. We have also compliance. Compliance with international standards, with local standards, with international or local regulations from the government, also from internal regulation from firms or institutions. Also, the traditional objective of auditing, as we know, detect fraud and errors. So there are four types of opinion. If I work as internal auditor, or if you work as auditor, internal or external, especially external auditor, you have to provide for types of opinion. One, qualified opinion. It means that you meet all criteria, all standards, and you can provide the qualified opinion. And qualified opinion, it means that no evidence and I can practice audit. Adverse opinion, it means that the financial statement do not present fairly the financial position. It means that there are some problem in evidence. There are some problem that happens when firms or organization or a company practice them operations. So this adverse opinion is like we can say negatively opinion. The last one is disclaimer of opinion as no evidence. So as you are internal auditor or external auditor, you have to say, I can't do this. I can't be auditor because I don't have evidence, so I can't provide opinion. So we have four: opinion, unqualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer of opinion. There are difference between adverse opinion and disclaimer of opinion. Adverse opinion, it means that significance misstatements, some error. Also, you lost some evidence. You lost some documentation that prove your work. But disclaimer, it means that insufficient evidence, not enough, not enough evidence to provide your opinion. So we have to move from this to audit quality. What is audit quality? How can I practice audit? Audit quality, it means that you have to achieve the fundamental objectives. These fundamental objectives put by firms or organization. And we have to obtaining reasonable assurance. As in my introduction, I said, is there any difference between audit and assurance or not? So here we can answer. We have to achieve auditing. It means that audit quality, it means that you have to achieve the fundamental objectives of or to obtaining reasonable assurance. It means that auditing first, then if we successful in auditing and we meet all criteria, we work under international standards, under local standards, under government regulations, it means that your audit is in high quality, so we can obtain reasonable assurance because we have four types of assurance we will know later. So if we get reasonable assurance, it means that your firms or company process is good. And the function of audit may help the organization to successful or to enhance the performance. The second is ensure material deficiencies deducted are addressed. Audit quality, it means that if we find some problems, we can provide some solutions. We can provide some information to solve this problem. It means that your audit quality is high. So now audit quality, how can we measure audit quality? in research, we have two measures. We have Big Four and audit fees. This is most of researchers, they use or they measure audit quality using Big Four firms, as we know, I think, and audit fees. But also we can add some measurements like audit hours by risk. How many hours auditing practice? Is there any difference like in this company, they have accountant and they have auditor is separate or not? Accountant work as auditor, especially in developing countries. The accountant also can do the function of auditing. So use of technology in the audit. In last years, we have technology. We have to use this technology to improve our auditing, to enhance the process of auditing. Because using technology, the result of research provide and proof that technology is one of the tool to enhance audit quality, especially in the last, in some crises like COVID-19 crisis. So we can also, but we have to use it in with some like we have to use it and see the risk from this technology. Also, we have specialized engagement. Does your internal auditor, the person, he knows the standards, international standards. He has also some international certificate like CIA, Certified of Internal Auditors, CBA, or something like that. Is your firms make training for this auditor or not? Also, we have effective, the auditing, if we need to measure audit quality, it means that does we make our audit on time? Like we finish auditing on 31 December every year. So we can make a decision for the next. If we have the report from auditing at the good time, we can make a decision to improve our firms, to improve the performance of firms. So in research, we use Big Four and audit fees. Big Four, this is the big four companies, especially I think the main branch in the United States, but most of countries they have branch. And if you have this Big Four, it means that external auditors, not internal audit, just external audit. And audit fees, high audit fees, it means that will provide a good audit. But in some cases, high audit fees may affect negatively to the audit equality. So audit fees and Big Four is the two measurement of audit equality, So now we move to the types of audit. Types of audit, we have many types of audits, especially in the recent last 10 years. We have the traditional audit, internal audit, and external audit. But now we have many different types of audit, like government audit, like environmental audit, social audit, and other audit. Also, some like related to internal audit and some related to external audit. So what is internal audit? Objective of internal audit. Internal audit conducted by internal auditors within a firms. But external audit conducted by external auditors who are independent from the firms or organizations. Most of external audit belong to the accounting and auditing firms, such as big four companies. or Big Four firms. So I don't know in Indonesia about the accounting firms, but the famous is Big Four. So most of external audit should be belong to the accounting firm. Not only Big Four, but the Big Four is famous, but we have another accounting firms. The focus of internal audit is when we talk about internal audit, we talk about corporate governance. We talk about control, internal control. There are a difference between internal audit and internal control, and internal audit and corporate governance. Internal audit is, we can say it is one of measurement of corporate governance. It means that internal audit, it is one or a part of corporate governance. Also, it is a part of internal control. So there is a difference. There are some difference between internal audit, internal control, and corporate governance. External audit, it means that the auditor will check the financial records, financial statements, and how practice of auditing, how practice of accountant. Also, does this firm compliance with international standards, with local standards, with the regulations of the government? So what do you know about Big Four firms? This maybe you can answer through the chat. Now we will talk about external audit. The main objectives or the primary objectives of external audit is to provide opinion about financial statements. As we discussed before about the opinion, external audit have to provide for opinions about financial statements. This opinion is very important for stakeholders, because stakeholders, they need to invest their money. Also, it is very important for government, because they will make what they will, based on this report, they will determine the tax. Also, it is very important for the management of companies, because they will make a decision, new plan. It means that if the report of auditor is negative, so they will make some decision, new decision to improve their work. But if the auditor report positive, it means that they will make a new strategic to enhance and improve them work also. Internal audit. Internal audit is related now to the Institute of Internal Auditors. Institute of Internal Auditors, the main branch in the United States. And this institute make a lot of definition. Every year or 3 years, every 3 years, they improve the definition of internal audit. Before 35 years or 40 years, in 1980, the internal audit was, when they defined the internal audit, they focus on detecting fraud and errors. But now they said that internal audit may use to evaluate the appraisal performance of the company. Also, to add value to the company. How can we add value to the company? It means that good reputation. Yeah, this is internal audit. They have a lot of function in recent years. So we have some ethics. If you are internal auditors or external auditors, you have to compliance with some ethics. Yeah, it means that you have to be independent. You have to work from the evidence. So here we have for ethics, we can call it code of ethics. One, we have integrity, we have objectivity, we have confidentiality and competency. This, when you work as internal auditor, you have to enjoy these characteristics or principles. You have to work within these principles: integrity, competency, objectivity, etc. So internal audit need some independent person to work on it. Otherwise, no benefit from auditing. If the auditor not independent from the pressure of management, from the pressure of stakeholders, from the pressure of government, it means that he will not provide impartial opinion, unbiased opinion. So auditing need to be independent. So internal audit, as we said, must be independent, and competency that internal auditors should enjoy some characteristics. Also, internal auditor must have an impartial, unbiased attitude and avoid any conflict of interest. It means that if you are working in firms, you don't have to make any relationship related to your work, not just self-relationship, relationship related to your work with other parties. So you have to provide unbiased opinion. You have to avoid any conflict of interest. So how can we measure internal audit, or how can we say our internal audit department is effective? How can we affect or positively affect internal audit? We have some to do. We have one, internal audit standards. We have to follow the standards of internal audit. Most of standards come from Institute of Internal Auditors, IIA. Also, we have to follow the local standards. As you are from Indonesia or any country, you have to follow the standards made by the branch of internal audit, department, or the standards or regulations come from government or come from the firms or company you are working in. The second, you have to be independent. Independence is very important for internal auditor. It is very important. No independence, we can say no benefit from internal auditor, or no evidence or no benefit from auditing. So the third one, the professional competence of internal auditors. Does this our internal auditors enjoy financial and accounting experience or not? If he doesn't experience, it means that the effectiveness of internal audit is not enough. So the firms and companies should make some training to the internal or to the auditors. The third one now, especially in developing countries, Arab countries, Islamic countries, female representative in the internal audit department, because the female enjoys some different characteristics from men. We can say the research provides some results that the female enjoy good characteristics, like they are very serious in work. Men also, but based on the research results. Also, They said that the female may try to make their work or her work is in high level because they enjoy some serious in work. This is especially in developing countries, because developing countries, the female is working as auditing or any department is less than male. Size of internal audit and frequency meeting. It means that the management of firms and companies should make a meeting with auditors every 3 months, 1 month, and this will support the auditor to work effectively. Also, the size of internal auditors should be suitable, not many auditors or only one auditor. It should be suitable for the work. Also, management support. The auditing department should be supported from by management of institutions, but unbiased. It means that they should just support them, but don't ask them to do some work to enhance the work of management. Because if they affect negatively to the internal audit department or auditing department, this will affect negatively affect to the report. Also, the relationship between internal audit, external audit, and audit committee within the regulations. These factors can affect the internal audit. Also, qualified personnel. This is related to the internal auditors. It is maybe does this auditor have professional certificate? He has accounting and financial experience or not. Also, the firms should make or should put some clear objectives. It means that they ask the auditor, we need you to provide 1, 2, 3 clear objectives so the auditor can work to achieve these objectives. Also, effective communication with stakeholders, with government, also with members from Institute of Internal auditors, and also from debaters, and also from clients. So how can we measure also internal audit? We can, if we achieve our goals, these firms achieve the goals, it means that the internal audit work is good. Also, internal audit may enhance the productivity of employment. Also, internal audit may reduce the risk and add value, add good reputation to the institution. So here also we have some measurements like continuous training to the internal auditors. Also, we have to use technology, because now in some countries they still use manual or hand auditing. This is maybe need time, so we can provide the report on time. If we don't provide the report on time, it means that the auditing profession didn't provide any benefits to the management, so they can make a new strategic, they can make some decision. Also, organizational culture. This is a very important factor that affect the internal audit, because if we are in country that they are not interesting about auditing, like accountability and openness foster cooperation. We have, if the country support auditing, it means that the audit the audit profession will effective. Also, management information system. We have the auditor. If if we need to make the internal audit effective, the auditor should get the information on time. Also, we have audit committee support. The audit committee should support the internal audit to practice them function very well. Now we have also to meet all standards, as we mentioned before, international and local standards. So what is the duties of auditors? Auditors, there are three factions or three factors or three things that auditors should provide. One, accuracy of financial information or financial statements. Reliability of financial statements, transparency of financial information. This is the main duties the auditor should provide: accuracy, reliability, and transparency of financial information. So auditor should try to provide this, because if we provide this, it means that the financial statements of our firms meet all criteria. So it means that we can evaluate our work and import and enhance our performance. The report of audit come at the end of processing. So this report show the performance of auditing. It is a positive or negative. And from this report, the management can also make some decision and some make new strategic. So this is, I think, the basic information about auditing. But now we will discuss new topic. New term is assurance. Assurance is come from auditing. So we can say we have auditing. So after that, we have to practice assurance. So auditing before assurance. Assurance, it means that examination of those process. If accountant and auditor do something, so we have to assure this report. Because assurance now, most of investors, stakeholders, they ask companies and firms to practice assurance function, because they make trust. If the firms have assurance, it means that they will enhance the trust of stakeholders regarding the financial statements and achievement and the reports from the company. So assurance is an examination of those processes by which the accounting records are produced. Many outside entities and investors seek assurance services to gain confidence in a company. Now, from 2015 till now, if we can find only a few research papers discussing assurance. But from 2023 till now, the research is a lot of papers discuss assurance. Why? Because assurance is the new function, and the stakeholders now, they ask the firms and companies to practice assurance services. Assurance is like we can say dives deeply. If we have financial statements, we review and the auditor work. So assurance, it means that deeply examination. We have to check everything carefully. Then we can make a decision about the financial statements, and we can provide opinion about financial statements. Assurance come after auditing. Assurance now, if you ask me if I am internal auditor, can I do assurance? My answer is not, because assurance may provide from big four companies, KPMG or like something like that. This is big four companies, or any country like Indonesia, they have some independent accounting firms or independent auditing firms. So we can say assurance is related to external auditors, not related to internal auditors. But in this year, some research, they said also external auditors should not do assurance because the service of assurance should provide by independent person who enjoy auditing. This person should previously work as accountant, auditor, then now became person who provide assurance. So assurance is very deeply check or examination of financial statements. It is a very different service from auditing. Who can, because now assurance is now not widely used, so who can provide assurance? We can say the big four firms or external auditors who is enjoying financial and accounting experience and who has some international certificate like CIA or CPA. So this person may provide some assurance for financial statements. Assurance, so we have also assurance. So here in this, we have to make a difference between assurance and audit in some point. Definition: audit verifies or debunks the accuracy of information. Yes, but assurance, it means that deeply evaluate the process that lead to the financial data. The second aim, audit can be part of the assurance. Yes, auditing is a part of assurance. As we mentioned before, internal audit is a part from corporate governance and is a part of from internal control. So here we can say auditing apart from assurance. We can't say like internal audit, internal control is internal audit, or internal audit is corporate governance. We can't say this, but we can say internal audit is apart from corporate governance, and we can say auditing is apart from assurance. The third one, agent. Audit service can performed by external and internal auditors. This is the auditing. We have also some different type of auditing, like environmental auditing. This provide also from specialist auditor who knows about environment and social, like ESG. When we say about ESG, does this company follow the initiative of ESG, or they work, this company have some or provide some benefits to the social, to the people. So we need some specific or specialized auditors to work as to provide the opinion, to provide information about environmental audit or social audit. So audit now in general is provided by internal and external auditors, but assurance till today only provided by external auditors who enjoy financial and accounting experience, and also who is belong to the big four firms, auditing firms. And also this, so till today, but some research, they said it should be some issued some standards that who that is say who can do assurance, because assurance is very different from audit. So, but till today, no standards regarding the assurance, who can provide assurance. Assurance is same like audit, but not audit. Uh, use also use who can use this services or function. Audit, most of companies and firms, they use auditing, but assurance till now in United States only 5% from the companies they used assurance, reasonable assurance, because we have 4 types of assurance. Because assurance, the country that they provide assurance is China and the United States. This is the 2 countries now. They used only 5% from the firms they used assurance services. So here, why we need assurance? Because of stakeholders pressure. Because stakeholders now, they ask companies, they use assurance services, including investors, because they need the financial statements should be transparent. Also to achieve cost saving and tax credits, also to meet the international standards and local regulations. It is a way, because now most companies, they need reputation. How can I introduce my company? Like now, you have universities, Muhammadiyya, Jakarta, they need to introduce the company to the public people in Indonesia. So these firms also, they need to introduce themselves to the people, to the society, so they can make a reputation of to the company. They can add some reputation to the company. When you add some reputation to the company, it means that your performance is successful, and it will enhance your company process. Also to be seen as industry leader. You will say, this is my firm. My firm is take care about society. My firm provides some benefits for people. So this is assurance, why we need assurance. Types of assurance. We have limited assurance. This is limited assurance now in United States, China, most companies, they use limited assurance. Reasonable assurance, few companies. There are papers that talk about the types of assurance, is published by Current Issue in Auditing. This is a journal, Current Issue in Auditing in 2023. This is if someone need to read about the types of assurance, he can read this paper. Limited assurance, reasonable assurance, high assurance, and moderate assurance. Limited assurance, it means that we will check the financial statement after auditor, after external auditor and internal auditor provide them opinion and in financial statement, we will check just quickly. We will check, but reasonable assurance, we will make some examination. Because, for example, if we have 2000 report, we will make examination for 5 reports. Then we will make a final decision. If this 5 reports meet the criteria, we will say all the reports meet the criteria. This is a reasonable assurance. High assurance, it means that we have to deeply check, and this may need a lot of money, costing, because who will work to check all financial reports number by number, item by item. This is need more money to do this, and most of companies, most of firms, they didn't use high assurance. but most of companies, especially in China, in developed countries, China, United States, and some countries in Europe, they use reasonable and limited assurance. We have big four firms. This is Deloitte, EY, PwC, and KPMG. This is a famous firms, famous auditing firms around the world. The best assurance till today, because we don't have standards related to the assurance. We have standards related to the auditing, but we don't have standards, international standards, or also local standards from any country. They determine how can we work, how can we do assurance. So the best assurance can be provided by big four firms till today. But maybe in future they will they will make some standards, and we can also follow this standard. So reasonable assurance. So we will see what is the difference between limited assurance and reasonable assurance, because according to the research, result of the research, according to the result of the research, no firms, no company use high assurance, but most of company, they use limited assurance, and some of firms, they use reasonable assurance. So the difference between limited assurance and reasonable assurance is in depth of testing. When we check the financial statement, the reports, limited assurance, it means that less testing. Reasonable assurance, more testing. But if we say high assurance, it means that deeply testing, but this need a lot of resources, a lot of costing and time. Level of evidence, less evidence, limited assurance, and in reasonable assurance, more evidence. Cost of assurance, less expensive, and time and also resource intensive, but in reasonable assurance, more expensive. But if we say in high assurance, it means that it is very, very expensive. The last one, perception of credibility, credible and more credible, but high assurance is more credible. So here also we can find some information about the difference between reasonable assurance and limited assurance. Reasonable assurance, more extensive testing, including test of controls, data verification. But in China, in United States, in some European countries, they say they use reasonable assurance. Reasonable assurance come after auditing. After auditing, because why we make assurance? Because of the pressure from stakeholders, from society, from government, and also from the management of some companies, because they need to make them companies in high performance. I think now I finish. I think the time is finished. Also, I finish within 1 hour. So the conclusion of this seminar, that auditing service is different with from assurance service. Who can provide assurance? Till today, external auditor from big four companies, they can provide assurance. But internal auditor, accountant, they can provide assurance, even in small and medium medium enterprise. Internal auditor, they can't provide assurance to the financial statements. Thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Saddam, for your very insightful and valuable discussion for the audiences. Today we got more about 200 audiences in front of them. You have presented very nicely related to audit and assurance. Before going to question answer session, I want to give some moments for the audience to write the questions. Also, we will give the chance to ask directly. If you raise your hand, then we will give you the chance to ask directly. Before asking the questions, I want to draw a small overview of today's discussion. First of all, our today's guest presented about the definition of auditing related to internal and external auditing, and also he has given some types of audits. We say always that prevention is better than measure. You know, always internal audit is the prevention, and external audit is the measure action taking measure that accuracy of the financial statements, you know. And then it is discussed in objective of auditing, and then audit opinion. We know we have 4 types of audit opinion. Based on the audit opinion, we can understand related to the financial statements of the company. And then it is discussed related to audit quality. And then it is discussed related to types of audits, and also mention about the big 4 audit firms, which are the best audit firms in the world. It has also the branches in Indonesia, and I have the representation, you know. And also elaborately discussed related to internal audit effectiveness, related to duties of auditor, the internal auditor, and then discuss related to assurance, and also cover the assurance versus audit. Actually, what is the assurance and what is audit? It is why assurance is related, needed for us, for investment, for understanding the interested parties. It is why needed, it is also discussed. And finally, today's guest discussed related to types of assurance. By the discussion, we clearly understand why we needed the audit and assurance, and how we can do the audit internally and externally, and how we can get the assurance from the audit firms or from the auditing authorities. So, dear audience, today's discussion is very meaningful, insightful, and hopefully we have benefited from this discussion. Now we will come to the question answer session from the audience, and the answer will be given by today's presenter, Professor Dr. Saddam, and we will have the answer. And one by one, we will get the answer. Please don't forget to open your camera when you will ask the question. So we'll give the chance to ask the question. First question, I will give the chance to Sister Nurul Shahara to ask a question from University of Braunschweig.
Okay, thank you very much for the change. For the first, I have 2 questions about assurance and internal auditors. The first question is, how does management ensure that internal auditors are free from conflicts of interest? And the second question is, how significant is the contribution of assurance in improving the effectiveness of internal controls? And also, what are...
Second question is not clear. Second question is not clear.
Okay. The second question is, how significant is the contribution of assurance in improving the effectiveness of internal controls? And what are the indicators of success for providing assurance within an organization or management?
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your question. The first question is because we have international standards and local standards, we have to follow these standards. This standard said the internal auditor should not have any relationship with the management, any relationship with the stakeholders. So if you don't have relationship and you have experience, you are free from interest. You don't have any problem with any part, any person, so you will provide unbiased report. The second question, because we said that internal audit need assurance, not assurance need internal audit. So because assurance come after auditing, so the internal audit don't need no need assurance for internal audit, but we need internal audit to assurance, because if we have evidence, we can work as team. But we don't have assurance. Assurance didn't come before auditing. And regarding the third question, how can we measure assurance? Now, assurance, the main measurement of assurance is that this company provide, or this company use big four firms, companies to provide assurance report or to provide auditing reports. So if you don't have big four firms, a member working in your firms from big four firm companies, it means that you didn't use assurance services. Because now assurance is a new term, new topic, and a new function. Maybe the most research come from 2015 and little research before that. But till now, only big four firms, as we said here, you can say the best assurance can be provided by big four firms. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. We will go for the second one audience to ask the question. I will give the chance to Mr. Shoiku Tori. Please, time is yours to ask the question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Greetings, everyone. I have a question, and it goes like this. For instance, I own a private audit firm, and initially I have many clients by giving clean or unqualified opinion. So as time passes, the financial statement of my clients misstated and not presented fairly, and I give the unqualified opinion. So, and I start to give out the disclaimer or adverse opinion because their financial statement is mismanaged, okay, and it's not presented fairly. So, my company no longer have the clients because of the opinion that I have given, and my clients also start spreading the information to others company that my accounting firm is not good. Okay, so the point is, and the fact is, the more clients I have, the more existent and sustainable my audit firm will be. So how can I balance by having more clients and the same time following the accounting or audit ethics and standard? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is should be solved by your firm, not by you, because you are internal auditor, especially if you are in private, as you said, you are in private institution. So maybe if you said that I will disclaimer my opinion, they will ask you to leave this job, right? So you have to make a good communication with the management of institution, management of firms, that we have to improve our work. And you have to provide because we have ethics in auditing, you have to provide unqualified opinion or disclaimer of opinion, even if after that they affect your job. Because if you lose your job here, another one they will ask you to come to work because you follow the standards and you need to improve the work. So to achieve the balance, I think in auditing you can achieve, you can make a balance between client and institutions, but you have to make a good relationship with management, as because you are in private institution. So you ask them, this is not good and we have to do this, and maybe within the time he will and or she will understand that you need to improve and enhance the performance of institution.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question and the answer. I will give you the chance for the other one. Anyone want to ask question for one, please? Anyone from the audience? More one? Okay. I'm seeing that another one asked, raised the hand. Mr. Gaffer, please ask the question.
Thank you, sir. My question is from Professor Dr. Saddam. Thank you for the wonderful and insightful presentation. I have two questions. What is the role of auditor in ensuring compliance with GIAS? Like nowadays, we know that GIAS, the GIAS, the Global International Audit Standard, are implementing maybe this year or next year. So, what is the role of auditor to ensure compliance with these standard, globally standard in internal audit? And the second is, what challenges do organizations face when transitionally from local standard to this global international audit standard?
Okay, I will start with the last question because it is very important questions, and because like now most of countries they face problem to implement the international standards, such as Indonesia is a Muslim countries, and they have some standards different with international standards. So first, we have to follow the international standards in that didn't affect our religion or our culture. For that, we have to follow the internal standards. But I am sure that internal or local standards is almost same with international standards, according to my experience, only except with Islamic issues. Islamic issues, we have to follow the local standards. But the other thing is same, almost same. Local standards or international standards come from institute of internal auditors, almost same except for Sharia or Sharia issues or Sharia problems. The first one, internal auditor should try their best to follow international standards when they work, because if you follow the international standards, it means that your report will affect the performance and will represent the performance of the company. And you have to assure that you are following the international or local standards. Thank you.
Okay, I believe we got the answer, right? Brother Yad Gaffer?
Yes, thank you so much
Okay.
already.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we will go to the chat box to answer the questions. We will get more 3 questions from the chat box. So, Dr. Saddam, sir, can you see the chat box, or I will read the question from chat box?
Okay. For the materials, maybe I will send to the email to the accounting departments, and if they need to share with the students or
Yeah,
audiences.
student can get, if you send the materials to the department, inshallah, they will get it. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have one question. This we already answered. What do you think about this? We have question from Inda Maha. What do you think about using AI technology for gathering audit evidence? Does it have impact on independency and audit quality? Yes. If you use AI to provide information to audit, this negatively, not positively, because we need to use audit to improve our work. We will provide some evidence to AI, not get information from AI. If we get information from AI, this will affect our report. This will affect the audit quality. But we can use AI and we provide information, evidence to AI, and AI may help you to reorganize or to save some information. But if we use information from AI to enhance audit quality, this affect your quality of audit, and maybe you will get some not good information and not you will not follow the code of ethics regarding the auditing.
Yes, sir. Actually, I want to just add with you that AI just give us. It is the processing system. What information we will
Yes.
give, they will process us and they give us the output. So ethics is not present there. Yeah, that's
Yes.
the issue. Yes, sir. Thank you. And then you can add more two questions, sir.
Yeah, there are one question from Anaba Moliana. Question: is this assurance treated as a type of business by private entities? No. Assurance now is from government. In China, now they ask all companies to use assurance services, because there is a difference between practicing auditing in developing countries and developed countries. Now, in developed countries, they use audit to evaluate the performance, to add value to the firms. But in our country, developing countries, we still use auditing to provide the financial statement, to check the financial statements and to see the profit and loss. This is what is the difference, or detect fraud and errors. This is so assurance is not by private, it is by government. And I think the International Auditing Organization will make some standards to regarding the practicing of assurance. The last question, maybe how do insurance companies determine the amount of premium to be paid? This is related to the work, not we can't determine any amount, but we have, because some firms they have a lot of works. So based on the works, you can make the amount. I think this is the most of question. Are there any practices that can apply to their expertise? Yes. There are one question from Muhammad Rizki. Are there any best practices that students can apply to deepen their expertise in this field? Yes, for bachelor students, they have to practice accountant as an accountant now. Then, if you have experience in accountant, because I work in 2008 till 2013, I work as an accountant before I continue my master and doctorate degree. Then after that, I shift to the internal auditor. Then if you work now, even in a small institution, small or medium enterprises, even in private institution, you have to work as an accountant, even if you are study, if it is allowed by laws. Then you have to read about how can you practice, and you have also to attending any seminars, any workshop regarding the how to practice auditing, how to practice accounting, how to become accountant. This is also by a lot of like Institute of Internal Auditors. They have many workshop about how to become auditor or accountant. And also you have to read. You have to read and practice. This is if you are bachelor student, maybe you will get benefits. Okay, thank you. This is the last question, Doctor. Thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you
everyone.
so much for your insightful answers. I believe most of the questions are covered by the answers of these questions. So I would like to thank all the audiences who joined with this session for the discussion of auditing and assurance. This is the fourth guest lecture of International Program of Accounting, University of Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta. I believe and hope these lectures are getting from different part of the world, and it is every part of the lectures are more valuable for the audiences as well as the students of business and commerce. I believe and hope we get very insightful information and get knowledgeable with these discussions. I would like to thank a lot the today's presenter, Professor Dr. Saddam, for insightful discussions. I would like to thank the audiences, all of you, to join us with the session. It's about 200 audiences who are joined with these discussions. Don't forget to register you to get your certificate, and I would like to thank all for joining with this session. And I would like to transfer myself to the host for closing the ceremony. Thank you so much, Dr. Saddam, and thank you, the audience.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Share.
Okay, everyone. Before we go to the last agenda, I would like to remind all of you to don't forget to fill the attendance, please. And let's jump to the last agenda. Thanks to Dr. Thank you to Dr. Saddam Hazaea for the attractive material. Hopefully, it can help the audience to have a better understanding of auditing and assurance. And thanks to Mr. Abu Jahid as the moderator who guided the discussion today so clearly. Before we go to the last agenda, I would like to go to the special agenda is special recognition for the speaker and moderator. For the first certificate is go to the speaker, Dr. Saddam Hazaea. Agenda is special recognition for the speaker and moderator. For the first Okay, next, the certificate of Mr. Abu Jahid. Three, two, one. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Now we are turning to the last agenda, which is closing. As the master of ceremony, I do apologize for any mistakes during this event. Finally, I say thank you. Before leaving this event, kindly please everyone to turn on your camera because we want to take a picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Once again. 1, 2, 3. Before I close this event, I would like to remind of you that we have agenda and a special event on 30 December 2024, delivered by Dr. Sharon Ong Yong Yi from University Putra, Malaysia. So this event is delivered by Dr. Sharon Ong Yong Yi is about entrepreneurship. So I would like all of you to join this event too by 1:30 by Indonesia time. Thank you so much everyone for joining this event and see you at the next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Kak.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.